Okay, here we are in part 5. Alright. And, the Star Wars movie was pretty good. I just got back. I just got back. I just saw it again yesterday. Pretty good. Boo doo 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 ba 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 da da doo doo. Yeah, everyone has their own Shepard, so I really don't see a Mass Effect movie working at all. Not to mention, there are some points in this game where the visuals are darn impressive. And so I don't see the point of a Mass Effect movie. I hope it does. It's looking less and less likely, and I hope it doesn't happen. But anyway, am I the only one who's getting a little sick of hearing about how the Wii U or some PC system or something like that is a horrible gaming system nowadays because they only run games that look like they're on the Unreal 3 engine or Frostbite 2 engine or something like that, and I'm like, am I the only one who's, maybe I'm just old, but am I the only one who just looks at this and goes, well, this isn't a bad baseline to go from. I like that. I find this baseline pretty impressive. That's the one thing I do like, is that Mass Effect doesn't have pre-rendered cutscenes as such. They're all running off the game engine. That's something that I like more and more coming from games, is just getting rid of gunk where that gets in the way of interactivity. Even if you're telling a cinematic story, they tend to find a way to keep the player somehow interacting with the screen while going through story points, instead of it being pre-rendered cutscenes that look much better than the game, and then you have two character models for the character, and one for the gameplay, one for the pre-rendered cutscenes, and to me it just helps you I guess I'm trying to think of a simile that works. Bond with the character more and just relate to them better and such, when there's just one character model and it's the same throughout the game. I also like the fact that apart from one part that's coming up really late in the game, and that one scene with Ashley, the game pretty much doesn't leave Shepard's POV. I like games like that, where your POV character is the character that everything is seen from, where most of the time you don't find out things until your character does and such. That to me is the way things should be done. That's video game. If you're doing something that is mostly non-interactive except for a few quick-time events and the player character, and you can go huge swaps of the game without seeing the player character, then to me, you're not interested in making video games. You're interested in making films, which is fine. Go make some films, but don't make video games. Yep, there's the second alumni from Chuck as a guest star. And, of course, Tally! The other returning character from Mass Effect 1, who actually gets to be on your team. Yeah, you'll want that ammo for disruptor ammo because, gaff. I love this interesting thing where it overruns your shield, so strategic positioning becomes even more important than it normally is.
Can we get in the shade, please?
Well, why on earth did you wear that then? Kasumi. Just a thought. You know, medicine seems to be taking a step back in the future, despite the fact that we can just slap gel on ourselves to heal bullet wounds, because you see an awful lot of people that don't have any enemies around, just dead, that just seem to have stayed them dot. Yeah, so you're fighting through a bunch of gaff in this thing, yeah? But it's not really a hub. It's not a hub world you come back to, so I don't see the point in showing everything. Yep, and there is Adam Baldwin, who is from two of my all-time favorite shows. Of course, Firefly, most people know, and then something that seems to have a smaller cult following, but still one of my top 10 shows of all time, Chuck. One of my favorite lines Adam Baldwin has ever delivered is actually in the season 2 final of Chuck, where they're trying to fix up the place after some spies shoot it up. They're trying to fix up Chuck's sister's wedding, whose Chuck's sister doesn't know that he's working with the CIA. So when her wedding gets shot up, they have to fix it up quickly without her doing it. And if you ever seen Adam Baldwin in like Firefly, try to imagine him saying this line: "No, no, 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 not that blue, idiot! That'll clash with the bunting." Yeah, he plays basically the same character he plays in Firefly, in that he's the big, mean old guy. Except he's not selfish like Jane on Firefly. He's more about following orders and helping people in that one. But he follows orders at all costs because he thinks it's the best way to help people. But yeah, but if you ever seen Adam Baldwin, try to imagine him saying, "Not that blue, idiot! It'll clash with the bunting," and you can see why that well, it makes me crack up every single time. Oh, darn it! Guess they don't have the shields that regenerate like I do, because I would have just taken cover, and the blast probably would have knocked out my shields, but then they... You know, I could always climb over it. I used to climb over stuff bigger than that when I was a kid running around town. I mean...
We need a core sample to get a timeline on the rate of radiation increase, but our equipment keeps dying on us. Shepard once used a mining laser to clear some metal back on Therum. Maybe I can do something similar with demolition charges.
Well, you're equipped. Isn't that the point of demolition charges? So you collect demolition charges and then, you know, set them here. But I have to ask. She says maybe I can do something similar with demolition charges. Isn't that the point of demolition charges? To blow debris out of the way? Just saying is all. So basically she's saying maybe I can use these things for what they're supposed to be used for. Why else did you bring them with you if not to use them for that purpose? You're an engineer, Tally, and a pretty smart one. I expect better from you. Huh. There's something for a hack.
There's two words you don't expect to hear together.
This deep behind get lines. Hope the Quarians got what they were looking for.
Yeah, and here's my movement disorder again. I'm doing a little better on this than I normally do. There's a bunch of stuff to collect in here, but once you talk to Tally, you can't really collect it, so... So despite the fact that she's talking to you the whole time, you'll want to, wait to talk to her. That Geff, what was he spending money on if they have no emotions? I'm guessing they do, because otherwise, how on earth do they,
Now what's this?
How on earth what on earth was he doing carrying around more than 6,000 credits? What is he, an 80s businessman? Is he gonna blow it? Do Geff go to Omega and blow the wad on hookers and blow every time they do a big business deal?
I wish my
The Gifferol, the 80s guy from Futurama. Now I get it. My only regret is having bonitis.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Well, there's me.
It's Shepard. I'm sorry. Everyone here is dead. Any survivors must have fallen
He
back.
says that like she was expecting him.
We knew this.
Wow, and she doesn't seem surprised either. I'd be...
What are you doing here?
Oh, thanks. I'd be a little...
I was in the neighborhood. I thought you might need a hand.
Thanks for coming, Shepard.
Something weird
To hear your
in the
voice.
neighborhood.
Paul Rieger and what's left of the Marines got me into the observatory.
He-
From where you are, it's through the door and across the field. I got to the data I needed, and I'm safe for now, but I've got a lot of gas outside.
And I don't think I have enough power strips to plug them all in.
This world's sun. It's aging fast.
That's always my problem.
I can tell you more about it once we've got
I can never plug in enough power strips to have everything plugged in and recharging at the same time.
Would it help if I brought in the Normandy?
Doubtful. These buildings are centuries old. If you bring down heavy fire, this whole place could collapse on us.
And yet it's strong enough to
Still
keep
with
the
you?
Geth
Or are you
out.
alone out there?
Which is it?
A team of Marines covering me when I ran for the observatory.
If the Geth just want you to stop you from getting to Gata, why don't they just bombard the place and cause it to fall down on top of you? That would be a pretty good way of keeping you from getting at the data.
Can you get it open on your end?
Let me see. Yes.
And if they don't care, why are they even bothering here?
Be careful, Shepard, and please do what you can to keep Rieger
I do-
alive.
It's like the you coming to his face and
Oh God, Colossus!
oh darn it! And I left the Mako on the other ship. Or crashed on that planet for some reason. Why did I do that? I was able to take these things out with no trouble.
On our right.
Yep, be careful there. It can get at you, which gives this is a pretty intense thing. Of course, if you have any special weapons, you just get onto the edge and take it out. Yep, there he is. Adam Baldwin doing a Russian accent, I guess. Well, given the Quarian's history, a sort of Russian Jewish accent kind of makes sense for them. I mean, it's like Peter Jurasik choosing a Eastern European accent for Londo on Babylon 5 because he thought it fit, because he thought the background fit, fit the character.
The Geth are near platoon strength, but the Colossus is the worst part. It's got a repair protocol. Huddles up and fixes itself. I can't get a clear shot while it's down like that. I tried to move in closer, and one of the bastards punched a shot clean through my suit.
That doesn't sound good.
How bad is your suit damage?
Combat SEALs clamp down to isolate contamination, and I'm swimming in antibiotics. Geth might get me, but I'm not gonna die from an infection in the middle of a battle. That's just insulting.
What can you tell me about the battlefield?
Right side's got a catwalk with a sniper perch.
Yeah, that's what I found is the best strategy.
Middle's got cover.
You're not going to see the strategy because I accidentally turned off Fraps by mistake. I was going to make this an exciting boss battle thing, but I accidentally turned off Fraps.
That's how I got shot.
Because here's the thing, your powers for healing or reviving your assault... There's only one problem with using cap locks as your Fraps capture button, is for all the good that does, letting you see, when you're, recording, because there's a light on your keyboard, for all the good that does, it is right next to the shift button. So sometimes when you go to heal your squad mates, you will accidentally turn off or turn on Fraps. So yeah.
You've done enough, Rieger.
Yeah, I like the fact that you can save him here. You see, and this is what makes, and this is a quick time event that works. Is, when it adds to the intensity of the situation, I don't mind quick time events. It's when quick time events when it's all of a sudden in a cutscene, hit this QuickTime button or your character dies. That's the QuickTime event type that I hate. I'm like, what?
Here they come.
I had no because you always die the first time. Yeah, that's where it happened. About somewhere around there, and I just cut down, some of the stuff left hanging because I hadn't actually attacked the thing. But, somewhere around there, Garrus got taken out, so I hit shift to bring up the menu to heal him, and I guess I accidentally hit the turn off wraps button because when it came time to make this also, I found the whole boss battle missing. Sorry. Red. Where's blue? I want the red Geth to have a blue Geth enemy. Red versus blue, the next generation. Da 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 da.
For you, I would never have made it out of this room. This whole mission has been a disaster. I wish I'd joined you back on Freedom's Progress, but I couldn't let anyone take my place on something this risky.
A lot of Quarians lost their lives here. Was it worth it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
sure, our people are
It wasn't my
worthless.
call. The Admiralty Board believed the information here was worth sacrificing all our lives for. I have to believe that they know what's best.
Now she's sounding like Adam Baldwin on Chuck.
I asked what you
A lot of people died here. Some of them were my friends.
Others of them I couldn't care less. Miami suck. They can go jump off a cliff. Thankfully, most of them are dead
Tell
now.
me about your research here.
I told them to act as human. I ordered them to act as human shields for me.
It was a normal star.
Haha.
Shouldn't change that quickly.
Talk about a win-win.
Any idea what's destabilizing the sun?
If I had to guess, I'd say that it was dark energy affecting the interior of the star. The effect is similar to when stars blow off mass to enter a red giant phase. But Hastrom's sun is far too young for
They
this to be
blow
natural.
off. I'm done with this mess. I'm just gonna become a red giant. Ugh.
Norman.
You can't blow off mass or you'll never get your degree. I'm blowing it off.
And send the data to the fleet. And if the
You'll just
Admirals
become
have
nothing but a
problems,
red
they can go to
giant.
hell.
Well, I'm still
I
blowing
just
it
watched
off.
The rest of my team die.
Maybe not the whole rest of your team, man.
Maybe not. I'm not sure if I'm alive or not. I could be a ghost. I mean, maybe I'm like Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense. Which, by the way, how did that make sense? How did he not realize he was a ghost? Did he think everybody was just ignoring him for that long? Wait a second. Did I complain about this while commentary on the last game?
Keep her safe.
Accidentally got some of the end mission.
Cerberus saw footage of you in action, Talizora. We're looking forward to having you on the team. Your engineering expertise will really benefit the mission.
I don't know who you are, but Cerberus threatened the security of the migrant fleet. Don't make nice.
That's why you're here, Tally. I need people who aren't Cerberus. People like
Yeah, people who aren't completely nuts and into mad science.
I hope we'll get past that as we work together.
I assumed that you were undercover, Shepard. Maybe even planning to blow Cerberus.
That's actually a fairly intelligent assumption to make.
Otherwise, I'm here for you, not for them.
If it helps, check out the Normandy while you're here. We've got.
I think it would help if she's supposed to be engineering on the ship. Just saying is all.
Please do. I can't be part of your team if I don't know how the ship works.
Yeah.
Remember, Shepard, these people thought enslaving Thorian...
Well, at last, somebody who remembers the insane, unholy, demonic garbage that we saw in the last game. And why did Jacob say that? Was he just trying to get under her skin for no reason?
It's great to see Talia.
Yeah!
Just like old times. It is her, right? I mean, because with the mask, it's...
I think we could tell it's her.
I
And
assume
the
everything is
voice
going
and
well
everything
here.
else.
It was until the thing started questioning my every move. It won't let anything slide.
You were deliberately falsifying maintenance reports, Mr. Moreau.
Mr. Scott, do you always multiply your repair estimates by a factor of 4?
Harmless self-promotion.
did. I don't know if anybody remembers that from Star Trek 3, and then it was confirmed again in
That's it for now.
Relics, the TNG episode where Scotty showed up. That he always tells Kirk that he always told Kirk it would take 4 times as long than it would actually take. So that he'd look much better at his job. Yeah, I have concerns about them too. I hear that's what. So I hear they hoard pizza boxes and stuff. They keep things, in other words. Yeah, there's a fan theory that seems to be backed up by the game. That I think would have been played out in Mass Effect 3 if they had had the proper amount of time to develop it, and that is that the Keepers are in fact some offshoot of the Rachni who were enslaved by the Reapers. And yeah, I think the evidence points to that strong enough so that we can declare it canon, even though we don't get a definitive answer in the 3rd game, and it doesn't look like the 4th game will give us any which that just made me kind of sad.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
And where exactly are you sleeping? I counted the crewmen and the number of beds here, and there definitely aren't any more beds.
So many people died.
Jack is down in the hold there, so where are you sleeping?
All for data about stars blowing up. I hope the Admiralty Board gets some use out of it.
Yeah, stars blowing up. That couldn't be important at all.
Did he survive his injuries?
He sent me a message. It looks like he'll make a full recovery.
If by full recovery you mean he'll never leave a hospital bed again and he can't eat anything other than applesauce, but we're counting that as a full recovery. Because that's just how weak our immune systems are.
Or on an unsecured channel, for that matter.
Yeah, I already found out about the
Having any trouble settling back
Admiralty Board last game. She just repeats the information you got the last game in case you are starting with this, which I like. I like the fact that once they found out that they were going to the PS3 where the first game wouldn't be available, they did make some changes that are totally skippable if you don't want to bother with them in the other versions, but that help make up for the absence of Mass Effect 1.
I don't really know the details. I do know that Cerberus made an enemy of the Quarian people.
I fully expect them to betray us.
Yeah, I expect them to make something along the lines of Ultima 9 or something. Yeah, that will be a real betrayal! Okay, as Kelly was saying,
I had a wonderful chat with
yeah.
your friend Tally. She's not what I expected from her psych report. I like her.
Yeah, this is the start of how you get
We've been through a lot
into a romantic subplot in the in Mass Effect 2, which is much more intuitive than in Mass Effect 1. And you feel like you have more control over it.
Every move. Quarians are so fascinating to me, but they also make me a little sad.
Why do they make you sad?
Because they look like the tragic clowns from The Sims 3.
I wonder what they look like under those helmets, or what their skin feels like under those suits.
Well, don't hold out for any sort of satisfying answer in the 3rd game. So yeah, this is the second of the unskippable missions, and after this you can play all the missions in any order you want, and yeah, that's fine with me. It is an RPG after all.
Intercepted a distress call from a Turian patrol.
Turian.
They stumbled onto a collector ship
Turian.
beyond the Corliss system. The Turians
Turians.
out, but not before they took
I never noticed that how Martin Sheen pronounces Turian.
Way to get to their home world.
Turians.
Hard to imagine how a Turian patrol could take out a collector ship.
Reports indicate the hull's in.
Wow, what happened to your head? Yes, pull a neck muscle there.
I'm saying it won't be dangerous, but we can't let an opportunity like this slip by.
If they had a patrol out there, why aren't the Turians sending a recon team?
That's actually pretty good question.
Eventually, but I intercepted the transmissions. In the meantime, we're feeding them false reports. You're close enough that you can be in and out before the Turians learn the truth.
Are you sure this information is good?
Information is my weapon, Shepard. It's good.
Send me the coordinates and I'll take care of it.
No.
Already sent. Once you're aboard the ship, establish an uplink with Edie. She'll mine their data for information regarding the Omega 4.
She's gonna act like she's trapped inside a glass box. How will that help? I guess it might annoy them into talking. Is it just me, or was nobody telling Martin Sheen to do a second take?
We have a visual on the collector ship, Commander.
Very low emissions. Passive infrared temperatures suggest most systems are offline. Thrusters are cold.
That thing is massive. How the hell did the Turians take it out?
That's a very good question. And it doesn't look too damaged, actually. That's funny, the damage doesn't look bad from out here.
I detect any hull breaches on the side facing us. I detect no Mass Effect field distortions. It appears the drive core is offline.
Well, that's lucky for us, I guess. How come they have Mass Effect drive cores, but the Reapers still have to use mass relays? Doesn't that put the Reapers at a significant technological disadvantage? To pretty much any race. I mean, that means that you know exactly where they have to come through in order to attack your system, which should mean that you should be able to just pile a bunch of ships up there and just start shooting them one by one as they come through. I mean, I know it's not a perfect strategy given how strong the Reapers are, but it seems like but it doesn't seem to be used at all in Mass Effect 3, and it's like they established that the Reapers can have to use mass relays later on in this game, that they can't just jump in like the Normandy or other ships.
Ship like this before. Looks like a giant insect hive.
Penetrating scans have detected an access node to uplink with collector databanks.
Edie, I do not need to know what you get up to with your scans and your off hours. I really don't. No, we could have cleaned this place up a bit.
I've compared the ship's EM signature to known collector profiles. It is the vessel you encountered on Horizon.
Maybe the defense towers softened it for the Turians.
Perhaps the missing colonists are there, if they're still alive.
I'm not sure we could pack them all into the Normandy, but whatever.
These are the same containers the collectors used on Horizon. Only these are empty.
And they look like they really stink. They,
Helpless. Completely.
I mean, look at those stink lot. Look at that bow loader just coming up off of that thing. Oh, crap.
What happened here?
I don't know, but it can't be good. But hey, at least they're not bleeding. That would push the game too far.
Leave a pile of bodies lying around. They must have been used.
It looks kind of like
if they
yeah.
were a control group, they would have been discarded at the end of the experiment.
See what I mean? Look at this. I mean,
like being a test subject for twisted aliens.
I know you're right, but it doesn't make me feel any better.
yeah, that's yeah. I don't think it doesn't make me feel any better either. But yeah, but yeah. If these are bad graphics today, give me our bad graphics, because I have no problem with them. I have no problem if this is the best something like the Wii U can do, or my computer can do, or something like that. I have no problem with that. This still looks pretty good to me.
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
Edie, I'm uploading the data from this terminal. See if you can figure out what they were up to.
Data received. Analyzing. The collectors were running baseline genetic comparisons between their species and humanity.
Why on earth do they need a full collector to do
Are
that?
they looking for similarities?
Our genetic code is contained in every drop of our blood. Couldn't they have just taken a few? Couldn't they have just taken a blood donation?
Only one race is known to have this structure, the Protheans.
God.
Ugh, sorry.
The Protheans didn't
Something's
vanish.
in my
They're just
nose.
working for the Reapers now.
These are no longer Prothean, Shepard. Their genes show distinct signs of extensive genetic rewrite. The Reapers have repurposed them to suit their needs.
You'd think somebody would have picked up on this.
Yeah.
No one has had an opportunity to
Yeah,
study
I
the
mean,
collector
really.
genetic code in this detail. I've already matched 2,000 alleles to recorded fragments. This collector likely descends from a Prothean colony in the Styx Theta cluster. But there are signs of extreme
Yeah,
alteration.
great.
3 fewer chromosomes. Reduced heterochromatin structure. Elimination of superfluous junk sequences.
The Reapers.
So they cleaned out their junk mailbox for him. Sounds pretty nice to me.
Now, and we have to stop them.
No, that's not what it means at all.
They did to the Protheans.
Let's find what we need before the collectors come to salvage this vessel. Move out.
Let me see here. Yeah, this is where you get. I like the sniper rifle here. It's got rapid fire, really accurate, and it can rip through just about anything. And I'm coming up on a segment when a sniper rifle comes in very handy. So yeah. So yeah, I'll take that. This game knows just when to dish out enough rewards for you. See, that's the sort of thing we would have killed to see when I was a kid. I mean,
There must be hundreds of them. How many do you think are full?
Too many.
I detect no signs of life in the pod, Shepard.
isn't one being full too many?
Since I died when the ship lost primary power.
Up. Why don't they just have endless elevators like on the Citadel? Elevators like on the Citadel. Up. Hop.
We can use this.
You think?
Commander, you gotta hear this.
It's the extra gory version of Weird Al's The Night Santa Went Crazy. Yeah, I'm recording this on December 31st, 2015. So this is officially the last day I can make any sort of Christmas joke and not be completely out of a season. Night Santa went crazy, but Night Santa went insane. Oh, good night.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
They're going to target Earth.
Not if we stop them.
Which I care about, being an alien. I guess. Oh, don't know. My people don't even have a home world, so, yeah. Well.
There, on the platform.
The bright green glowing thing? Yeah, I never would have thought to interact with the only thing that's glowing in the entire level, Tally, in a video game. Thanks for that mission briefing there.
Get anything useful from the databanks.
It's nothing but their porn collection. Nothing too useful here. Ah, darn it. I knew we should have updated malware bytes.
That can't be good.
Darn it. Oh no. This. Oh.
What the hell just happened?
Major power surge. Everything
How come I have to have a full helmet on, but Miranda's just fine with that little mask thingy?
This was a trap.
Oh no! I knew I shouldn't have deleted that email from Admiral Akbar before I looked at it. But mostly he just sends me links to things to YouTube kitten videos. So I started screening him. It's a cat! On a piano! This is where having a sniper rifle comes in, because you can kill these guys before they even manage to land and get into range sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, that makes this much easier, having that rapid-fire sniper rifle that takes away like half their health in each shot. It,
I knew you wouldn't let us down, Edie.
I always work at optimal capacity.
That's what... Oh, wait, she did say that, so, yeah.
I found data that would help us
I'm not sure how that, is a dirty joke, but I'm sure somebody, somewhere, on the internet has found a way to make it one. Rule 34 and all. 34. 34.
It is present, but corrupted in the message. It is not possible that the elusive man would believe the distress call was genuine.
Why are you so sure?
I found the anomaly with Cerberus detection protocols. He wrote them.
He knew it was a trap.
Or he just forgot to run it through them this time. Sometimes I forget a step or two when doing tasks repeatedly.
The elusive man wouldn't do this to us. He just wouldn't.
Yeah, he'd betray everyone else and conduct unholy abominations of experiments, but he wouldn't lie to us, I'm sure. He would never stoop to telling a fib.
Sending coordinates for shuttle extraction.
Now you have to race through and kill a bunch of these guys that you kill. My only disappointment with this is that there isn't an actual timer on the mission, which would make it a lot more intense and challenging. As is, you're just shooting these guys who you repeatedly shoot. So, it's, in the other points in the game. So, it doesn't really, that's the only thing. Other than that, I like this mission. I'm just, would rather, have had a timer when you have to evacuate, because it would have made it more difficult and just... It would have fit what Joker was saying about them powering up.
Call coming in from the elusive man, Commander. I figure you've got a few words for him, too.
Yeah, where it's like... The sensors are going off.
Shepard, looks like Edie extracted some interesting data before the collector ship came back online.
Cut the act. You set us up, and you better have a damn good reason for it.
We needed information on the Omega-4 relay. That required direct access to collector data. It was too good an opportunity to pass up.
Agreed. But I don't like surprises.
Yeah.
Asses on the line.
You should see me on my birthday.
But without that information, we don't reach the collector homeworld, and you and every other human may as well be dead. It was a trap, but I was confident in your abilities. And don't forget Edie. The collectors couldn't have anticipated.
They couldn't have?
You could have told me the
anticipated you having a computer?
You try hard to get me killed.
Really?
I needed the collectors to believe
they encountered your ship already once. So we're fighting an enemy that not only repeatedly uses the same plan, but so they have limited creative thought, but they also can't learn from past experience. That seems like it would be a pretty big. That seems like it would be a pretty big asset in our favor in any out-and-out war, because
Edie confirmed our suspicions.
Yeah. Just seems like
the Reapers and collector ships use an advanced identify friend-foe system that the relays recognize. All we need to do is get our hands on one of those IFFs.
So it's like those missions in Genome. If you haven't played Genome, go play Genome. Track down a copy. Do whatever you have to do to get it running on your computer. But play Genome.
It's no less a risk, Shepard. We lost contact with Dr. Chandana's team shortly after they boarded. Initial reconnaissance revealed no clues, and it was too risky to commit more resources.
Oh, this mission he's briefing you for, you'll want to do it last if you care about any of the characters. There's a reason for that, for how this works.
Tell your crew I didn't risk their lives unnecessarily. It will make things easier going forward.
Edie, tell the crew to assemble.
Well, parts of the crew, as we'll see.
Of course, Shepard.
So the elusive man didn't sell us out. Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
Lied to us.
Everybody
Used
else.
us. Needed access to the collector databanks. Necessary risk.
He tries something like that again, and the collectors will be the least of his problems.
Yeah, my foot going repeatedly up his butthole will be
Is accurate,
his
Shepard.
biggest one.
I have also determined the approximate location of the collector homeworld based on navigational data from their vessel.
That can't be right.
Yeah, that's where God lives, according to Star Trek V.
Gonna run the diagnostics, Joker. Looks like our AI's got a bug in the software.
My calculations are correct. The collector homeworld is located within the galactic core.
Can't be. The core is just black holes and exploding suns. There are no habitable planets there.
Could be an artificial construction. Space station protected by powerful mass effect fields and radiation shields.
Even the collectors don't have that kind of technology.
The collectors are just servants of our relay.
Yeah, I thought this was all about fighting Reapers, not
They built the mass
collectors.
Citadel. Who's to say they can't build a space station surrounded by black holes? No wonder nobody's ever returned from a trip through the Omega-4 mass relay.
Yeah, that would pretty much explain it.
Is that a small safe zone exists on the far side of the relay, a region where ships can survive. Standard relay transit protocols would not allow safe transport. Drift of several thousand kilometers is common, and would be fatal in the galactic core. The Reaper IFF
Yeah, several thousand kilometers is kind of like the drifting a couple of centimeters on the road, in your Ford pickup truck.
Sooner or later, we need that IFF.
Video
I
games.
say, why wait?
Well, if you say so, Jacob, I'll do it that way. But I'm pretty sure you'll die
The
then.
more people we have on our side, the better our
So,
chances of success.
yeah,
We need to
if
keep
you
it
say
open.
so.
It's your call, Commander. Whatever you decide, we're with you.
Yeah, you kind of are, because you're NPCs and I'm the player, so I should be the one in control of the game. Damn it! You better be with me. Oh yeah, this is a fun little side mission. You save a Quarian who crashed on a planet surrounded by these dog lizard things. I know what they're called, but they're sort of like dog lizards. Why didn't I just land my shuttle right there? As we're gonna see, there's plenty of room, but still. Oh, good.
Quarian life signs are stabilized. I recommend securing the area in preparation for shuttle extraction.
In other words, shoot a few waves of Varen until I decide to send surprise attack. Can animals do that? Especially when they're roaring, when they're like a mile away? I don't think animals are capable of setting up surprise attacks. Ah! I didn't count on your guns, and we are incapable of learning fear of fire! Ah! At least wolves on Earth will learn to stay away from fires. Or some of them learned that, hey, where humans are, they throw scraps. Let's stop attacking them and just eat the scraps. At least that seems to be how dogs were domesticated. There's like, hey, you know what's much easier than attacking humans and getting fire thrown in our face? Eating the scraps they leave behind. And they leave tons of them behind, because even in medieval times, humans wasted a lot of food. Hey, Varen, I feel kind of bad. You know, now I'm feeling kind of bad about shooting all these wild animals. It'll probably be completely on me if these things go extinct. I shoot so gosh darn many of them in this game. Locating the record. Ah,
Shepard, I'm glad
give
you
us his loyalty mission.
I may need your help. You remember?
Oh, you'll definitely need my help because you're not allowed to leave that spot unless I'm doing something with you.
There's a specialist on
Again,
Citadel
you're an
named
NPC in an
Spade,
RPG.
expert at helping people disappear. Sidonus was seen with him.
Betrayal. Oh yeah, I remember Sidonus. I don't need to update.
Find Fade.
I've arranged a meeting. We'll meet him in a warehouse near the Neon Markets down on Zakera Ward.
Oh no, Neon Markets!
Appreciate you taking the time to help me.
This mission is going to be directed by Joel Schumacher, isn't it? I give up now! This little bug hunt, man! A bug hunt! Game over, man! Game over! Schumacher's involved!
Perhaps that is a good place to start looking.
Game over, man! Hoi, 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 hoi. Boy, I'm sweating to death.
Sir.
You know, the door hiding the loading screen.
Yes?
I'm trying to find a local forger. He goes by the name of Fade.
Yeah, I know him. The alias, anyway. He's been a thorn in the network division's side for the last year. He works with
Literally.
the Sons.
He keeps putting thorns in their sides.
If I knew that, he'd be in a cell. Best I can do is put you on the trail. There's a warehouse in the marketplace. Some of Fade's contacts work out of there. Go ask them some questions. Gently, of course.
Why haven't you been able to catch him?
Whoever he is, he's damn good at avoiding CSEC. I think someone on the inside's feeding him information. Either that, or he's got access to our databases and comm channels. I don't know which is worse. But you're outside CSEC. Maybe
I guess personal betrayal.
I should be going.
If you need anything else, let me know.
I guess that would be my choice. Ah, yeah, this is something that I saved until I have tally, because I get...
I'm sorry, I'm trying to take a statement.
And be a racist cop.
To talk about. She stole my credit chit. Arrest her.
Why do they use the word chit? What in the world would a chit be?
And take a deep breath.
Chip?
You're mocking me, Earth Clan.
What made you say that?
You say she stole your credit chit?
She must have. When I left the Foundation store, she ran right into me.
Are you sure you didn't leave your chit at the Certa Foundation?
Of course not. You think I'd make a mistake like that? I didn't even buy anything there. That chit stayed in my pocket.
How does running India mean she stole your credit chit?
Yeah, that doesn't sound. That doesn't sound like
Use that as a cover for rifling your pockets.
probable cause to me.
Turn your back on these clanless Quarians.
They do have clans. They belong to a ship. How do they not have a clan? Wouldn't that be a clan in their minds? Just saying, that's all.
Support you here. Go back to your fleet, clanless.
I am Clan Zora, crew of the starship Nima, and you are an idiot.
Thank you.
My first instinct was to help you, but I don't like
Thank you.
I don't like the company you keep.
Hey, both of you, calm down. Corton, I know you're upset, but that's no excuse to insult everyone around you.
Now, here are a list of excuses for us insulting everyone around here. I see this is going to take a regular Columbo level of detective work to solve this.
You spend a lot of time at the used chip dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of nice models.
I'd like to buy it
Yeah.
and take it back to the fleet, but your pilgrimage isn't going so well, is it?
No, I came here thinking there'd be a lot of work. EVA stuff, salvage, fixing all the damage the Geth attack caused. Everywhere I went to apply, signs said not hiring Quarians.
The only people who seem to have it worse are those Irish.
You ran into each other outside the Certa Foundation. Is it possible the chit fell out of his pocket there?
I guess. Sure, all I know is I didn't take it.
Do you know who's telling the truth?
My Omni tool can tell the Quarian doesn't have a chit on her, but she could have stashed it to recover later. You know what Quarians are like.
I have one right here. And you just told the Volus that he wasn't allowed to insult everyone he sees.
Tradition in which...
Look, you can take your traditions and cram them. Every time a Quarian shows up here, it's trouble.
I'll see if I can find out what happened.
Sir, this is a C-Sec matter. We'll do all we can to resolve this. We don't need civilian help. If you do happen to find the chit, please let one of our officers know.
Let's go.
Be careful out there.
Dark Star. Too bad you never get to see inside there. Oh, wait. That's the name of the lounge up there, right, where you can't really do anything.
Ah, my favorite customer. What can I get you?
A Volus was in here not too long ago. Did he drop a credit chit?
Oh, yes. He bought some environmental system drivers, then left without his chit. I didn't notice he'd left until.
It would be a lot. It'd be a lot easier if we had some sort of system for paging people in this mall-like environment, like in a regular mall, or
I'll be here if you need
any Walmart, every Walmart ever. Just a thought. But hey, maybe like the wheel in Futurama, that's just lost tech, or the seatbelt in Star Trek, or every other sci-fi show. Wait, what? That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, and there's just one more thing.
Are you two serious?
What?
This is This is the weirdest episode of Columbo I've ever seen. Where the heck is Peter Falk?
And you?
Where the
She
heck
gets
is
harassed
Peter?
and insulted by this guy, and you throw in a threat to arrest her for vagrancy?
How about if I run you in for obstruction of justice?
You think you're gonna run in a Spectre? I think both of you should get out of here.
I would have just shot him.
Son of
I'm disappointed that isn't a I
I wish
mean,
I could give you something more than words.
Spectres are supposed to be able to do anything. I'd like to do. Sarah was allowed to just wipe out colonies whenever he felt like it. I wanna put a bullet in that guy's head, or or worse yet, hit him with the flame ammo so he goes ah. That'll teach him.
Thanks.
That'll learn him.
This looks like the...
I just got a refund in exchange, and I was told to pick up the new Omni gel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
Yeah, this is just a hallway in the middle of nowhere. Now, there is a place that sells Omni gel converter right next door. Maybe that's the place. You want to try to place that looks like it's actually a store and not just talk to me, random guy standing in the street.
Not quite how I imagined you.
Looks can be deceiving.
Actually, this would be a pretty cool twist.
So,
I like anything that would give the Volus more screen time. They seem like they're interesting.
I'd rather see you make someone reappear.
Maybe we'll get some of that in Mass Effect 4, but it sounds like we're getting all new alien races and an all new galaxy, so...
Make an exception. Just this one.
So, exploring the repercussions of Mass Effect 3 and, I'm getting to know aliens that we wanted to see more of in the first 3 games doesn't seem to be on the table.
why do I even bother?
Maybe it'll turn out to be good, who knows?
We need to find a client.
As long as it doesn't get turned into an MMO or if they focus on single player instead of multiplayer shooting, realizing that it's never going to beat Call of Duty,
Well, then maybe you'd like
the
to tell
game
us
has
where
a
to find it.
chance.
Yes, of course. He's in the factory district. Works out of the old prefab foundry.
I know the place.
Prefab.
Oh, he's got a lot of mercs there.
A lot of mercs. A lot of mercs. A lot of mercs. I got 12-minute swapner. 12-minute swapner. It's the rain man. It's the rain man of Volus. A lot of mercs. A lot of mercs.
C-Sec a while back. He used his knowledge of C-Sec and their systems to help a few people disappear. Then he made himself disappear.
And he doesn't know how to make himself reappear. He's a pretty crappy magician. Never hire him for your kid's party.
Before we can get to Sedonis.
I'm looking forward to seeing Harkin again.
I'm sure he'll be excited to see both of us. We'll need to go to the transit station. I can get us to him from there.
So I can go?
Yeah, this is kind of awkward here.
Sure.
What exactly is going on now?
Back for you.
Oh, good.
I'm looking forward to it. Ha! Let's just land. Ah, ha ha! My door is open.
There he is.
Shepard?
Wow, I saw you once 3 years ago, and even in that helmet, I instantly recognize you. That guy must have the best memory in the galaxy. So yeah, you shoot a bunch of pointless mercs who you're basically invincible against at this point. Fake ID. Yeah, now I can get into the bars. Oh wait, I'm overage, so I don't need the fake ID.
So, Harkin's finally gone completely bad.
Wasn't he completely bad before, you know, beating suspects, being drunk and all that? That sounds pretty bad to me.
Harkin may know why Sedonis wanted to disappear. If so,
why would he know that? Why would he care? How would that affect him at all? All he has to do is erase his identity. Why on earth would he care? The type of people who want their identities erased also tend to be the type of people who, the more you know about them, the better off. The less you know about them, the better off you are. So,
what are you going to do to Harkin if he won't cooperate?
Go full-blown Jack Bauer on him.
I should just shoot him on sight.
Where's Sedonis? Tell me where Sedonis is.
Loosen his tongue.
You don't need him hurt to get what you want.
Yes, you do.
Harkin's a coward. He'll talk long before
you might. I mean, he is evil. He does seem pretty evil and selfish. These kind of guys rarely talk out of philanthropy. So yeah, you have to shoot a bunch of useless mechs, which he somehow thought would stop you. Don't ask. And don't ask why it's on the flame ammo still. I know I switched over to the warp ammo for taking on the mechs, so don't ask me why it's on the flame ammo now.
You were close, but not close.
Yeah, because I couldn't possibly follow you through one door.
So, Fade. Couldn't make yourself disappear, huh?
Come on, Garrus. We can work this out. What do you need?
Maybe some Cheetos, I'll take, and I guess maybe a lemonade. Made with real lemons, though, not that sugary mixture stuff.
That had to hurt.
That had to hurt. Now I'm radioactive. That can't be good.
You helped a friend of mine disappear.
I might need a little more information than that.
Yeah, that's kind of been his job now. He's established for a year or two, so yeah.
Harkin, this doesn't have to be hard.
Screw you.
I don't give out client information. It's bad for
Couldn't we just hack into your computer and get the information? We're able to hack into computers and get all of people's money. I assume we could get a few files from them. And this is one of the places where you have to make a moral choice, and it depends on whether you're going to go Paragon or Renegade.
Sidonis opened my eyes. Now arrange a meeting.
I'm going Paragon in this playthrough, although I have gone Renegade in the past. Captain Picard's haircut, but none of his class or brains. You know, if Tony Stark and Captain Picard had a son, they'd be that guy.
That's why I'm calling. I'm sending an agent. Where do you want to meet? All right, he'll be there.
Is Sidonis' new identity an R2-D2 unit? An R2 unit, I mean. R2-D2
It's
unit.
all good.
They're called
Wants
R2
to meet you in
units.
front of Orbital Lounge, middle of the day. So if our business is done, I'll be going.
I don't think so. You're a criminal now, Harkin.
So what? You're just gonna kill me? That's not your style, Garrus.
When was it ever not his style?
Kill you? No. But I don't mind slowing you down a little.
You don't need to shoot him. He won't be able to hide from CSEC now.
Yeah, you get a major boost on Paragon points here, and since
I
I'm
guess
doing a
it's your
Paragon
lucky day.
playthrough, I'm trying to get them boosted up before the end of the game for a reason that will become obvious later on.
I didn't shoot him.
Come on, let's move.
I went with that,
Sidonis better be there.
even though I have no problem with Harkin being shot in the leg, so he has to go for hospital treatment and get caught. Yaw! Oh, parking these things must be so much fun.
Harkin's a bloody menace. We shouldn't have just let him go. He deserved to be punished.
Don't waste your time on him. Let CSEC deal with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I have no faith in my former co-workers, though.
Have you thought
so.
this through? You know what you're doing?
No, but I'm not turning back now.
It's not too late. You don't have to go through with this.
Who's going to bring Sidonis to justice if I don't? Nobody else knows what he's done. Nobody else cares.
He could always be charged with a crime, you know.
Talk all you want, but it won't change my mind.
Accessory to murder.
He screwed us. He deserves to die.
I understand what you're going through, but do you really want to kill him?
I appreciate your concern, but I'm not you.
This isn't you either.
Really? I've always hated injustice. The thought that Sidonis could get away with this.
Yeah, that game kind of. Yeah, Injustice kind of sucks.
Lie in unmarked graves.
You could. What good would having a dog urinate on their graves do? Is that some sort of Turian tradition? The dead aren't honored unless a dog has done its business on their grave.
What do you need me to do?
Keep him talking and don't get in my way. I'll let you know when he's in my sights. Give me a signal so I know you're ready, and I'll take the shot.
Yeah, I'll say, "Hey, Garrus, shoot him now!" That's not the type of signal I was talking about. It's not the type of signal. He might.
Shepard, can you hear me?
Nope, I can't hear you. Asking if I can hear you. You know, we could have just shot him there.
There he is. Wave him over and keep him talking.
Yeah, wave him over into this crowd of people. That can't possibly go wrong. I love it actually if there was if it was like randomized or something.
Move to the side.
So yeah, there was like a randomized coin flip if you did let him shoot Sidonis, and there was like a 1 in 5 chance or something of Garrus accidentally hitting a civilian, and then Garrus has to deal with the guilt he feels over that. That would have been interesting. I just thought of that on the fly. You impressed yet?
Tell Garrus I had my own problems.
Anybody?
Don't
No, of course not. Nobody's impressed by me. I'm an idiot.
Standing between you
And I'm
the
ugly.
head.
Nobody's impressed.
Fuck. Look.
Hey, 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 what's the
I didn't
language?
have a choice.
We're only dealing with your life here. No need for
Said
cursing.
they'd kill me if I didn't help. What was I supposed to do?
Let me take the shot, Shepard. He's a damn coward.
That's it? You were just trying to save yourself?
Yeah, that seems pretty selfish.
I know they died because of me. I have to live with that. I wake up every night, sick and sweating.
You might just need to turn your thermostat down.
Accusing me.
Have you tried that?
I don't sleep. Food has no taste. Some days, I just want it to be over.
Just give me the chance.
You've got to let it go, Garrus. He's already paying for his crime.
He hasn't.
You know, this is why I hate those type of headsets attached to cell phones. Yeah, you never know if somebody's talking to you or to somebody on their cell phone now, and I just hate that.
I guess there's nothing I can say to make it right.
Talk to people face to face.
Tell him to go.
He's giving you a second chance, Adonis. Don't waste it.
I won't. I'll eat every pudding cup on the Citadel.
Talking to him.
Well, that's what I would do, as you can probably tell. If you pay attention to my picture in the end credits. Alright.
I know you want to talk about
But,
this, but I don't.
yeah. Not unless you're a woman and you can become my romantic interest. Then I'll talk to you about it.
I'm not so sure.
Give it time.
Well,
maybe that'll be enough. I want to know I did the right thing, not just for me. For my men. They deserve to be avenged.
well, then you should have called in the Avengers.
The lines between
Duh.
people blur when we're looking at people we know.
Either version.
Yeah, there was still good in him. I could see it.
But I prefer John Sneed and Emma Peel, personally.
Gray.
Da, da, da.
Go with your instincts.
My instincts are what got me in.
Yeah, his instincts.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. What?
Thanks, Shepard.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst piece of Dr. Phil level garbage I've ever heard. Oh well. Bye.